Jefferson County Court at Law Number 2 is now in session. The court is in session with the announcement docket. Ms. Mosby, who do we have here? First case is cause number M329196. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Brian K. Walker. Mr. Walker, would you please come forward?
Yes.
Mr. Walker, your full name is Brian K. Walker?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Walker?
All right. About yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Walker, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Ryan Gertz, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Gertz, how are you doing?
Morning, Judge. I'm good. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Gertz, what is your announcement in Mr. Walker's case?
Judge, barring some additional offer from the state, and we're always open to negotiation, we would ask to put this on the trial docket, please.
Okay, give us a trial date.
17 or 24.
June 17th or the 24th, which, yeah.
The 24th, I'll be out of the country the 17th, Judge.
Okay, so this case will be set June 24th, 2024. Mr. Walker, your attorney and your bondsman will be given notice of your reset date. Stay in contact with your attorney and bondsman. You will get your reset date here in court. Once you get your reset date here, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Please stand in front of the, no, just have a seat. She'll call you up to her window. And Mr. Gertz, your reset will be sent to you. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend. See ya.
All right, same to you. Next case is Paulette Marie Guillory. She's in custody. This is called, yes, have her come out. Take your time, Ms. Guillory. This is cause number 23CCC Aura. Have heard of it. Okay, this is cause number 23CCC Aura 2224. Case is style of state of Texas versus Paulette Marie Guillory. Ms. Guillory, is that your full name? How are you doing, Ms. Guillory? That's good. Ms. Guillory, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Peter Dole. Mr. Dole, how are you doing?
Pretty fair, Judge.
That's good. State is represented in this case by Attorney Haley Simmons. Attorney Simmons, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Dole, what is your announcement in Ms. Guillory's case?
3 parts, Judge. He's in jail. Judge DeRuin won't set the bond because Judge Holmes set the bond at $2,000. And Judge DeRuin said Judge Holmes either has to give him permission to set the bond lower, or Judge Holmes has to set the bond lower. And she wants to try.
Okay. Well, first of all, there's no motion to set the bond, right?
Well, the bond set at 2,000.
I know, but had you filed a motion for the bond to be modified?
Yesterday afternoon, 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay, but I mean, you have to file motions to,
I
Get
believe
things
so,
done.
yeah.
But,
I was thinking maybe we could do it orally.
no, we don't do oral bonds. And then the other thing is, we have a magistrate at the jail who sets bonds.
Judge DeRoon.
Right, but I mean, if you file your motion, we could have a bond hearing. And then we'll have a bond hearing and the state will, of course, represent the state of Texas and you represent the defendant. And then we put forth the evidence and then the court will make a decision.
Okay.
Okay, now you're saying you're setting it for trial?
In a discussion with the defendant at the jail, she does not want to plead.
I understand.
So, yes,
So she wants a trial. Is that correct?
she told me.
Okay, so we're gonna set it for a jury trial.
Yes, sir.
Give us a reset date. You said, this is June 17th? We can give a number one, set it on June 17th, can
We don't have to be, it's only for
we?
one.
Okay, what about the 24th?
She stopped right there. So we all have-
Okay, so you said the 10th?
Well, we already have a number one.
What case is that?
That's the one with Wilkerson, I believe.
Mhm.
The one that was already reset.
And it was
due to
al-
the
that was
meeting.
already a number one setting from the last time before we got sick.
Oh, that person is in jail?
I believe so. I'll have to double check. June 10th is.
So what I can do is put her on the 17th and go talk with you.
Well, she has priority. She's in jail.
Yeah, I don't recall about that.
Let me, if Richardson is calling us in custody to the house, and then I'm setting on the 17th.
For Project Methods,
Say it again?
for Project Methods. Because that was one of the,
It is, it's just not written in the book, I don't know why. So it is a number one setting on the 17th.
So we have to put it on the,
When is-
who's the, what type of case is that? How old is that case?
the number one that's on the 17th, it's a relatively newer case.
Oh, it is?
It's also a class A bill.
Oh,
So this one might take.
Oh, this is the one with,
Bridgeland?
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. So we're gonna do it on the 24th?
now, Daenerys, how she's, I don't know if that's a female or male, but that person is not in custody. Sweet Wilkerson's fine on the
On the 10th.
10th, and we do have a court reporter that day.
Let's do it on the 10th. What's gonna be the number one? Yeah,
Our case.
yeah. It's gonna be June 10th.
But there's supposed to be on the 10th.
Yeah, it's gonna still be on that docket. Yeah,
There, we'll just. I'll.
but you never know what happened with cases. I mean,
I can do both of them as number one.
well, yeah, but she has priority. Yeah, you're gonna put it number one setting, but because she's in jail,
Okay.
she's priority. Okay?
Okay.
So it's June 10th,
Yes, sir.
2024. Okay, now, Mr. Wilkerson,
Yes,
I mean, Mr. Dahl.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
think she's checking
I
on
was
sir.
sending the plea to her, so I've got about a couple of them.
okay.
Okay, so we're gonna reset this to June 10th, 2024, okay? And a trial,
Yes.
number one setting. Okay, Ms. Guillory, your case has been set number one for trial on June 10th. Yeah. Yes, yeah. And that'll give the state opportunity to get their subpoenas out, to get their witnesses or witness, depending on how many witnesses they have, so that they can prepare for the trial on the 10th. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, you need to talk to her?
Well, I'm just gonna make sure she understands everything.
Okay,
Without, we could do that in there. right?
okay, okay. Okay, you can follow your attorney in the building. Okay, you have a blessed day. You have a blessed day as well, Mr. Doyle.
That's the only case I have today.
Yes.
Okay.
Jefferson County Court, Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in cause number 23-CCCR 0874. Case is styled State of Texas versus Dwayne Michael Borg. Mr. Borg, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Borg, would you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Berg, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Berg?
Hey.
Doing okay?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Now, Ms. Berg, you represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Padgett. Attorney Padgett, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Padgett. Did you waive a record in Mr. Berg's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Berg, I have before me a document that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed on or about March 17th. Well, this information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office, which alleges that you, Dwayne Michael Berg, on or about March 17th, 2023, while you were in a public place operating a motor vehicle in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Mr. Berg, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, how did you plead guilty? Not guilty, no contest.
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes.
Mr. Berg, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, on page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials, DB, on a line next to a box that's checking over contingent, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, there's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled
Yes,
Defendant?
sir.
At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. The box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document on paper that's titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled
Yes,
Defendant?
sir.
Mr. Berg, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Berg, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State offer states 1.
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Padgett, you advise in counsel. Mr. Berg, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Berg, the attorney, Mr. Padgett, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Berg, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendants plead no contest, the state's offering 1 year deferred, $500 fine, 60 hours community service, court costs, DWI education with interlock.
Mr. Berg, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a DPS fine of $100, a standard fine of $500. You'll be required to pay court costs of $392. You'll be required to pay probation fee of $60 a month, a urinalysis fee of $15 a month, a reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $173 a month. Will you be able to pay the $173 a month?
Yes, sir.
You will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. And have a drug and alcohol assessment, attend and complete a DWI education class, and you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms of DWI probation. Mr. Berg, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? And Mr. Berg, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you've entered into with the state. Mr. Berg, if you successfully complete this probation, well, let me back up. Now, Mr. Berg, do you have a commercial driver's license?
He's from Louisiana. You just have a regular
Yeah, this is
state
regular.
driver's
State
license.
government.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Now, Mr. Berg, I'll follow this plea bargaining agreement that you've entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Berg, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Now, Mr. Berg, this will conclude your case. You're gonna stand in front of the court coordinator to my right. You will follow the directions of the bailiff. And once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Please stand right here.
Your Honor, Mr. Kimler's in orange in the 128th.
Okay.
And they are in Charlton, Stevens.
So.
Okay. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session of cause number 23 CCCR 1792. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Toby McKinley Jones. Mr. Jones, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jones, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Jones, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth shall help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down, Mr. I think you may have checked the wrong box.
What did I check, Your Honor?
It should just, you just should have just checked the class A, you checked DWI first offense. It's a class A and
Okay, so I explained to you the range of punishment that this was, class A misdemeanor, and I explained that, okay, well, I checked driving while intoxicated first offense instead of checking class A, so that's the only thing, so I'm gonna change that and initial it, okay?
Yes, sir.
But this is what I explained. Okay. Actually, it is, but it's still a class A, so I'm gonna initial that and change it, okay?
Yes, sir.
Sound good to you?
now, did you erase the box that?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, now, Mr. Jones, I swore you in, right?
Yes, sir.
Again, how are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, sir.
You doing okay? All right, and Mr. Jones, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Ralph Kimler, Attorney James Padgett, I say Ralph Kimler.
Look out, James.
No, I'm not looking that way. Come on, man, this is real life. You can all look that way. I don't care, right? My friend.
Okay.
I love everybody.
Yeah.
You can't offend me. Look, if I get
Yes,
offended
it
by
charged it
that,
to my head, not to
if
my
I get
heart.
offended by that, at my age, I got some problems.
Yeah.
You just gotta roll.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
That's true. Now, Mr. Kimler, do you waive a record?
Mr. Kimble?
God, I call him Kimler again? God,
See
Lee.
now, I should have just shut up. Just call me James.
One time mistake, second time
No.
What
is
you
an
call that one?
accident. No, first time is an accident, second time is coincidence. Okay.
Wow.
Third time would be a habit.
But he who wears the
I'm not in
robe can make both those mistakes. No problems.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
Okay.
move on. We're-
Mr. Padgett,
I'm good with that too.
do you waive a record?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, state is represented in this case by Attorney Andrew Hubel. Attorney Hubel, how are you doing?
Do more judges.
Okay, I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Jones, I have before me a document on this computer that's titled Information Sheet. This information sheet alleges that you, Toby McKinley Jones, on or about March 17th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Jones, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Jones, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jones, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment, which is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials, TJ, on the line next to a box that says check, no contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On the third page of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification, the defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. The box says check states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jones, Before you sign and initial all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge? Now, Mr. Jones, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State offer states one.
Any
No
objections?
objections to stage one. Your
No
Honor.
objections. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Paget, you advised and counsel Mr. Jones. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None, Your Honor.
And Mr. Jones, your attorney has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jones, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea of no contest, the state's offering 90 days probated over 1 year, $750 fine, 60 hours community service, court costs, DWI education, and interlock.
What's for cost in this case?
377.
Mr. Jones,
Sir.
the state is offering that you serve 90 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you will be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $750 and a DPS fine. Well, you'll be required to pay a standard fine of $750, DPS fine of $100. You'll be required to pay court costs of $377. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, a urinalysis fee of $15 a month, a reimbursement fee of $15 a month. You will also, no, just $15 flat reimbursement fee. You will also be required to pay Jefferson County DW education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, in this case, is $195 a month. Will you be able to pay the $195 each month?
Yes, sir.
You will? Okay. You will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you want to operate. You're required to attend and complete the DW education class, and you'll be required to have an alcohol assessment. And you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Mr. Jones, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jones, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Jones, this will conclude your case. You will stand in front of our court coordinator. You will follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions and the bailiff's directions, you'll be free to go. and you have a blessed day.
You have a blessed day.
All right, thank you. Okay. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session and calls number 236CCR 1702. Calls number 236CCR 1704. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Adam Delgado. Mr. Delgado, is that your full name?
Yeah.
How are you doing, Mr. Delgado?
Good. You?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Delgado. You're representing your cases by your attorney James Paget. Mr. Paget, what is your announcement in Mr. Delgado's cases?
Your Honor, we've received all discovery. It has been reviewed. We have an offer from Mr. Hubel, which I've relayed to my client. If you would give us 30 days, Your Honor, to announce, the case will either be pled or we will set it for trial on that day. There are some discoveries. I don't know what docket you want to put it on. We're willing to accept an offer on one case, but not the other one right now. So we have a little bit more work to do before we decide whether we're going to set it for trial, quite frankly. So
Okay,
I'll
now
leave it
these,
to the court. I mean, if you want to do a pre-trial,
hold on a minute. This is Delgado. Delgado. Okay. So you were hired in February of 2024.
that's correct. I
Uh,
requested discovery on the 21st, and we were in on our first appearance on the 20th. It's just, I have
the parent, the 20th of,
March 20th was our first appearance, so this is my second appearance on the case. And I assure you that we're not trying to delay. We've been moving at a pretty good pace, and it took me a little bit to get the body camera and everything, and we've now reviewed it. So
Okay.
I just hate to put it on your trial docket if it may not need to go on your trial docket. But if
I mean, we trying to move it, we could put it on the trial docket.
if the court wishes to put it on the trial
Yeah.
docket, we're more than
Yeah.
happy to do that.
Okay,
He's
so
just not willing to accept the state's
I
offer
understand.
at this time. But
that's his choice.
no, I
As
understand.
far as resetting the case, if it does go on the trial docket, could we go a bit further than the usual 30 days, just based on the nature of why we're asking for?
I don't want to get into the facts of the case.
Oh, okay, no, I'm not
He and I
asking-
are working hard
I
to
understand.
dispose of the case.
Okay, now the cases right now, we're setting them for, was it June 17 and June 24? So you want it after that, is that correct?
That's correct, due to the reason why.
Yeah, on one of the
I think
cases, we
it
need
may
to-
require a bit more than a month.
Because
Okay, I
there's a
understand.
class that somebody, one of the parties may need to take if they're so inclined to do so.
Okay, give us
And I don't know how.
Maybe
often they
give us a
offer
trial
it.
date in July.
It's monthly.
Okay, because I. like-
What about July?
July will be fine.
Miss,
We'll give her,
Redmond?
give her-
Yes, sir.
could you give us a
If she
trial
wants to
date
do the-
on these cases in July?
July eighth.
Fair enough.
Okay. So it's gonna be reset to July eighth. That's about 60 days. Okay, so we're gonna give them, both of these cases are gonna be reset for trial July 8th. 2024. Mr. Paget, you can get your resets.
Yes, Your Honor.
Once you get your resets, you're free to
Yeah, I
go.
didn't mean to be confusing. I just want to make sure.
No,
we're
no,
driving
no,
the
I'm
right
just-
docket and moving it.
No, no.
It is a relatively new case. We've been moving quickly, so we haven't, there's been no delay on the case at all, I assure you.
Okay,
So,
okay, we'll move it out to, July 8th, 2024.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Delgado, your attorney gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Paget, you're free to go as well and you have a
Thank
blessed
you
day.
very much, sir.
Okay.
That's fine.
I don't know if you're recording on that.
Okay. This is cause number 23 CCCR 1024. Case is style of state of Texas versus Aisha Hinton. Ms. Hinton, is that your full name? How are you doing, Ms. Hinton? That's good, Ms. Hinton. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney David Grove. Attorney Grove, how are you doing?
Good, Judge, thank you.
And Ms. Simmons, I have before me a motion to dismiss the case against Ms. Hinton, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Hinton, I'm signing this dismissal that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. Once this dismissal is signed and filed, this case will be dismissed. The attorney will get a copy of this dismissal. Once he gets a copy of the dismissal and give it to you, you're free to go, and you have a best day. You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a good day, Mr. Grove.
Thank you.
We're stuttering on my words, but-
Okay. Oh, you think that's bad? I called, Mr. Paget Jefferson County Code at Law number 2, back in session, the court is in session in 4 cases. All 4 cases are Style of State of Texas versus Michael Milson. The first 2 cases are Style of Texas, State of Texas versus Michael Milson. And the last 2 cases are Style of State of Texas versus Michael Troy Milson. Ms. Milson, is that your full name? Mr. Milson, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Milson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Mr. Milson, you may put your hand down. Now, Mr. Milson, in your cases, you have before you a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights of Defendants Without Attorney. Do you see that title on that document? Okay, it's in the box. Now, I'm going to go over this document, which as a defendant in a criminal case, you have 3 options. Number 1, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option? Number 2, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney be appointed to represent you. You understand that option? And number 3, you may represent yourself. Now, if you want an attorney to represent you and you have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset to give you time to do so. If you want an attorney and do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. And you previously filled out a financial questionnaire and you did not qualify. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to represent yourself, you will have the opportunity to speak to the prosecutors who are in court to see if you can work a settlement out on your case. Now, you may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you first sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Do you understand that? And that will be the second document that I'm going to go over with you. Be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in the worst outcome for you in your case, including the loss of significant rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. If you choose to proceed without an attorney, you may change your mind at any time and may request counsel from the court. Do you understand that? Now, at the bottom of the document, it states defendant's choice. Mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is to reset your case, to hire your attorney, and you will place your initials on the first line to the left. If you have already hired an attorney to represent you in this case, you will place your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney, you place your initials on the third line to the left. If you have a court-appointed attorney appointed to represent you in this case, then you will place your initials on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If you want to waive your right to an attorney, that is, give up your right to have an attorney to represent you, and you want to represent yourself, you'll place your initials on the fifth line to the left. Once you finish initialing one of the 5 lines, you will sign the line that is titled at the bottom, defendant, and you will date it today's date, May 10th of 2024. Do you understand that? All right. Now you can make your choice and sign and date the document. Okay, now, Miss Mosby?
Yes, sir.
Could you please hand me that document he just signed?
Okay.
Okay, now, Miss Mosby, could you give him a waiver of counsel? You're saying that we don't have anything from right.
I'm ready to get this over with because I almost lost my job. I come here the last time. I've been
Yeah.
taking off.
Yeah.
I did it. Huh? I I can't get my money back?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, I mean, she doesn't work for Ripe Chemicals.
I'm just
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead on, I'm sorry to put you through this, I'm gonna go ahead on and wait on you, because I might be making it.
Okay, well,
Okay.
okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna listen to y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and wait on you.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so
He's not signing that.
You don't never be, be on time and do it, so he be having people nervous, bad like this.
Okay, okay,
he gonna wait on them?
yeah,
Okay.
okay. Okay, so we're gonna wait on, your attorney to show up? Yes, sir. I don't know when he's gonna show up. I mean, if you wanna, y'all don't have to stay in the courtroom. You can go outside of the, in the hall. If you leave the courthouse and if your name is called, you're not here, a warrant gonna be issued for your arrest. Your bond is gonna be forfeited. Okay?
But he said, but the secretary said he wasn't gonna be able to.
If he doesn't show up, we can issue a warrant for him too. It's called yeah, he can get in trouble. He'd be held in contempt of court. No, y'all not gonna get it if he doesn't show up. He gets in trouble if he doesn't show up. Now, if you don't show up, you get in trouble. So, you only pay for what you do, not for what your lawyer do. And your lawyer don't pay for what you do. Now, he can appear in person or he can appear by Zoom. Okay? So he don't have an excuse. Yeah, there's some restrooms out there in the hallway. Y'all need to use the restroom and stuff. Y'all can do that. I don't know if we got any coffee back there? Any of y'all want some coffee? Y'all want some coffee? You want some food?
There's a cafe downstairs.
You ain't gonna buy me lunch because I don't have people buy me lunch. I'll buy you lunch, but I don't take gifts. Okay? Yeah. Because in fact, that might end up, it may be bad for you in that it may be saying, oh, you're trying to bribe the judge. And you won't be sitting here in the misdemeanor court, you'll be sitting in the felony court. Okay? Talking about doing some big time. Yeah. In fact, I don't eat breakfast most time, I don't eat lunch either. Yeah. Yeah, they have it down there. Y'all, you can go and get something. I mean, they got what they honeybee. Honeybee ham is a new cafeteria. It's a new one.
They can order online too.
Oh, yeah, it can? Wow. Yeah, we trying to find out what's going on with your lawyer. Yeah, he has to appear.
Just gets on Zoom.
But I mean, I don't know how many times I've told him and other lawyers, they could announce the day before, they could announce last week that he wanted the case reset and nobody had to show up. Okay? That's between you and your attorney. You can't come in here with the coffee.
Can you walk through them?
He sees you hiding.
Trying to waste some coffee on the floor. Yeah. Hmm? What are y'all looking for? It was a picture taken in the photo.
Not this one.
Oh. Let me see it. They got white panels in that court. You see that?
Is that a white panel?
You see these white panels on the wall? Oh, no, it's a long panel. Let's see. It's to the left, it's on that side. Oh, but the thing at the top is way in the middle. This here, I was always down the end. You see the, camera right here?
Mhm.
It's in the middle. So I'm just wondering if it's Judge, well, who still have these up? Most of them is a judge.
I didn't hear nobody else calling. You know.
Here you go. When his birthday was that? I probably wish if we finished.
Yeah.
Okay, I had wished the folks today happy birthday yet. I usually
Oh.
do it in the evening. They're having some fun down back there. How about she don't close the door? Don't wanna hear conversation. Yep. Okay.